Okay, so let us proceed with the oogenesis. Okay, oogenesis is the process of secondary oocyte or female gamete production. This process takes place in the ovaries. Unlike spermatogenesis, oogenesis begins in a female's ovaries before they are born. Okay, so for the spermatogenesis occur during puberty. When the male reach puberty, so spermatogenesis will occur. But for oogenesis, it will begin in a female's ovaries before they are born, means still in the fetal stage or in the fetus, still in the mother's womb. Okay, so that means oogenesis occur longer than spermatogenesis because occur before the females are born, still in the mother's womb. Okay, so for the oogenesis, okay, you must remember, you must know two process lah. I can say the two process that occur lah in the oogenesis. The first is we have division, and then follicle development. So this process, these two processes occur simultaneously, occur at the same time. Okay, in the ovaries. Okay, you can see you have the follicle here, primary follicle, secondary follicle, graphic follicle, corpus luteum. But the division occur inside the follicle. Because inside the follicle we have the oocyte. We have the primary oocyte, the secondary oocyte. So later we can see the connection lah between these two. But usually sometimes in exam maybe give you this diagram. So you have to identify primary follicle, secondary follicle. You have to identify. At the same time you have to know what occur inside this follicle. So a bit complex lah compared to the spermatogenesis. Okay, so we start with the first one. So this diagram also I already altered a bit so that you can understand better lah. So actually this one is from textbook, but I make it same with the explanation so that you can see you can understand better lah. Okay, so before birth, before we come out from our mother's womb, so this occur in the ovary, primordial germ cells. So inside the ovary we have the primordial germ cells. We undergo mitotic division multiple times to form oogonium. So mitotic division, keywords here, mitotic divisions. When we say about mitotic division, of course the chromosome number will be the same. So here to N, here also to N, oogonium. Okay, we develop into oogonium, also diploid. Later, oogonium develops into primary oocyte, which is encapsulates with one or more layers of follicular cell forming primary follicles. Okay, so here, oogonium when they develop into primary oocyte, still to N, and then this one actually inside the, this one is inside the genetic lah, okay, division. But this one is the how the primary oocyte looks like. Okay, under the microscope lah. So primary oocyte, so when the primary oocyte is encapsulates, means a layer form here, okay, around the primary oocyte. So now this structure known as primary follicles. So when we say about primary follicle, you must know that inside the primary follicle have this primary oocyte. So primary oocyte is inside the primary follicle. So if you see under microscope, you can see this type of follicle. Okay, this type of follicle in the ovary. So that means inside here have the primary oocyte. Okay, so this one actually can be seen in the fetus ovary. Okay, fetus ovary lah. You can see a lot of primary follicles. Okay. So the growth of this follicle is stimulated by the follicle stimulating hormone FSH. So from here, get surrounded by here, the how this layer can be formed because of the FSH. The FSH or follicle stimulating hormones will stimulate the growth of the follicular layer lah, so that it can surround the primary oocytes. Okay, so this is how the primary follicle form because of the FSH. it will, the layer will encapsulate the primary oocytes. Okay, and then primary oocyte then undergoes meiosis, but the process stops at prophase 1 during fetal development. So this primary oocyte will undergo meiosis 1 but stop at prophase 1. So during fetal development, so during the ovary of the fetus, it will have this primary oocyte that undergo meiosis 1 but stop at prophase 1. Means the meiosis 1 still not complete. It stop at prophase 1 during fetus. So during the 9 months in the wombs, so the primary oocyte still in the prophase 1. Okay, in these stages, primary follicle. Okay, inside the primary follicle have the primary oocyte. So primary oocyte still in the prophase 1. The meiosis 1 not complete yet. Okay, so this one is before birth. Okay, so in the mother's womb lah. Okay, later after birth, okay, infant and childhood stage. Okay. At birth, a baby girl already has millions of primary oocytes that remain dormant in prophase 1, meiosis 1. The number of oocytes will decrease at puberty. So during birth, maybe after birth, okay, still have the primary oocyte but still in the prophase 1. Not complete. Okay. So the follicle also you can see under microscope a lot of this primary follicle lah. So actually this one primary follicle can be found in fetus and also at birth. At birth lah. Have a lot of primary follicle. So the primary oocytes still in the prophase 1. So the number will decrease at puberty. So this number will decrease at puberty lah. This one every month starting from puberty until menopause. So this number of the primary oocyte will decrease. So maybe until 100,000 only. From millions to 100,000 only. Okay, during puberty. So you must remember here still in the prophase 1, not complete yet. Okay, upon reaching puberty, the primary oocytes will continue meiosis 1 to form secondary oocyte and a first polar body. So during this one, this still primary oocyte. Okay, so complete the meiosis 1, complete. So it will produce first polar body and also secondary oocyte. Okay, now the follicle here, we can see this one, secondary follicle. So inside have the secondary oocyte. So this one can be seen during puberty lah. Di puberty now we have this secondary follicle. Inside have the secondary oocyte. Okay, so the meiosis complete. So produce these two. So secondary oocyte later will begin meiosis 2, which is then halted at metaphase 2. Okay, the first polar body will complete meiosis 2 and form 2 second polar bodies. So secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis 2. Okay, but stop at the the secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis 2. Okay, meiosis 2 but stop at metaphase 2. So this one, secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis 2, begin meiosis 2, which is then halted. Halted means stop lah at metaphase 2. So still meiosis 2 still not complete. Just stop there. Stop at meiosis 2. Okay, this one. But the polar body will undergo meiosis 2 completely and produce 2 second polar bodies. So these polar bodies later will die. Okay, no function. So you can see here, polar body smaller than the secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte bigger than polar body. So if you see in diagram, polar body smaller than the secondary oocyte lah. But secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis 2 but stop at metaphase 2. Means the meiosis 2 not complete yet. Okay. Then a layer of follicular cells envelopes the secondary oocyte and is called secondary follicle. This one lah. I already told you this. Secondary follicle will develop. Okay. Because of the layer surrounding the secondary oocyte. Okay. It's called secondary follicle, right? This one. And then secondary follicle will then develop into the Graafian follicle which release estrogen. So this secondary follicle later will develop into Graafian follicle. You can see here also. So this one change into secondary, secondary oocyte. So inside here and then have the Graafian follicle. So you can see the difference. Graafian follicle a bit like have the space here. So Graafian follicle same here diagram. Okay, a bit have space here. So this Graafian follicle will release estrogen hormone. Yeah, release estrogen. Okay, and then so until number 5, So but secondary oocyte still in the metaphase 2. Not complete yet. Okay. So 6. A mature Graafian follicle will approach the surface of the ovary and release a secondary oocyte into the fallopian tube. This process is called ovulation. So now this one, okay, and number 6 here, right? Number 6 here. So the mature one will Graafian follicle will approach the surface here, and then it will release the secondary oocyte to the fallopian tube. So this one release secondary oocyte to fallopian tube. But this still in the metaphase 2, not complete yet. This process called ovulation. Still remember ovulation in the menstrual cycle. Ovulation. Okay. So number 6. Number 7. Okay, 7 here. The secondary oocyte or immature ovum. Secondary oocyte also known as immature ovum lah. Okay, immature ovum will complete meiosis 2 once a sperm penetrates it. Meiosis 2 produce ovum and first polar body. Fertilization takes place when the sperm nucleus fuse with ovum nucleus and produce a diploid zygote. The rest of the polar bodies will die and will disintegrate by the body. So these are secondary oocyte, right? So when the sperm penetrate it, so it will complete the meiosis. Complete the meiosis and produce this one ovum lah. Ovum and also polar body. Polar body will die, but this one will develop into ovum. Okay, produce ovum. So this one will take place okay, when the sperm nucleus fuse with ovum nucleus and produce a diploid zygote. So that means okay, for this process, for number 7 process, this one number 7, let's draw here. So when this is the secondary oocyte, okay, this is the ovum, this is sperm. Okay, for this, when the sperm penetrate this one, okay, so meiosis complete. Okay, and produce the ovum lah. So now the structure here we known as ovum. Okay, ovum, and still have this sperm, right? So this one now as ovum. Okay, later this ovum, the nucleus, okay, the nucleus of the sperm and ovum combine. Okay, then it will form the zygote. Tu masuk. That's the meaning lah. Okay, so when the sperm penetrates, it will produce ovum. Okay, the secondary oocyte will produce ovum when it penetrates only. But when the nucleus of ovum and nucleus of sperm combine, it will produce zygote. So that is the mean. So that's now you know that actually we not release ovum during menstrual cycle, during ovulation. We release secondary oocyte. Ovum just produced when the secondary oocyte penetrated by the sperm. So this is different between bio and science that you have learned before. So we always say sperm and ovum release ovum during menstrual cycle during ovulation, not, but actually we release the secondary oocyte when it penetrates by the sperm. We produce ovum. Then the nucleus of these two, ovum and sperm, will produce combine. We produce zygote. Okay, so there are. So I have to erase this first. Okay, this one. So number 8. Okay, after ovulation, the remaining follicles form corpus luteum. So after ovulation, you see here. So ovulation occurs. So the remaining follicle form corpus luteum. So means corpus luteum no secondary oocyte lah inside. Just the follicle only. Follicle only become corpus luteum. But for this corpus luteum have two fate. Okay. The first one, upon fertilization. If fertilization occurs, corpus luteum continues to grow and secretes estrogen and progesterone. So this corpus luteum, if fertilization occurs, it will secrete estrogen and progesterone. If fertilization occurs sperm meet with ovum, so it will produce, corpus luteum will produce estrogen and progesterone, and it continues to grow because later it will prepare for the implantation of the embryo. Okay, for the implantation. Okay, to grow and secrete estrogen and progesterone. But if without fertilization, corpus luteum as secondary oocyte degenerate and dies, and then it's removed through menstruation. So without fertilization, this corpus luteum will remove plus secondary oocyte will be removed through menstruation. So that is what occur every month because no sperm, right? That's why we have this menstruation occur every month. That means the corpus luteum and also secondary oocyte will be removed through the menstruation. But if the sperm happens to meet with the ovum, so the corpus luteum will continue to grow and secretes estrogen and progesterone. So this one, corpus luteum, depends on the process, fertilization or no fertilization. That's why we have the menstrual cycle we have the menstruation every month because of this. Okay, so that's all for the oogenesis.